continue with that. So we had understood that we have different data types in Python. All are implicit data types. We don't need to declare them. And these are all data types. For string, we have str, for integer, int, for float, float, for complex, complex, and for boolean, boolean. So now we have to talk about one important thing. That is, once we get this a clear idea. So what is that we should discuss in today's session is typecasting or type conversion functions. We'll just quickly complete this and jump to the operators and then control statements. We'll move to the control statements. So now, what is typecasting or type conversions? Once we get idea about this, this is also very important for us. Type conversion or typecasting. Suppose I have a integer data, something like 10, some a equal to 10. And this is very much needed when you are working in programming. This typecasting is needed or conversion is needed. Now I want to convert this to the string. Okay, or suppose I have a string, something like a numeric string, something like a equal to some 28. Now I want to convert this to integer, right? This integer I want to convert to string. Like this, I want to convert one type to another type, one data type to another data type. Then what is that I should do? I should use type conversion functions. Simple. This is a very simple thing again. So that is what Python is. Everything is very simple to understand and to apply. To do these conversions, we have conversion functions. So these are all conversion functions. By looking at them, we can easily understand what each function does, right? So, and the conversion function is almost same as data type. Suppose str is string data type. Str you can see here. This is a str string function, str function. This is a conversion function. What it does, it converts any type to string. So that's what this does. So it converts any type to string type. So that is important. Now suppose if you open this one, Python prompt. Okay, so let's quote OS. I'm clearing up all this. OS dot system of this is how we can clear command prompt in Python. Yeah. Okay, OS dot system. There is a typo here. Let me correct it. Yeah, fine. So now let us take an example. I have a equal to 10. It is integer. I want to convert this to a string, a numeric string. Then I can simply apply str of a. Just pass that variable to string function. You can see that there is a change in the type there. Suppose if we want to know it better, so assign that some variable. Now print b, you can see there it is showing 10. Definitely there is a change. Print a, you don't see codes for a, but if I print b, you see codes for b, means that whatever a you pass to that string function, it got converted to. So here if you see, here when you pass a to string function, it got converted to string, numeric string, and that is assigned to b. Suppose if you want to clearly check what is type of a. Okay, there is a small, again I will mean something. Type of a, see, it is int. Suppose you say type of b. Now you can see it is string. So this is how we can do, we can apply conversion functions, friends. I hope this is clear. So now, similarly, you can pass any type of data to string if you want to convert any data to string itself. Suppose I have some x equal to 10.5. I want to convert this to string, str of x. automatically it gets converted to string. You have a float, x is float here. I want to convert it to a string. Now you can see I just passed it to string function. It got converted to string. Similarly, if you have a complex 10 plus some C1 equal to 10 plus 20j, I want to convert this to a string. Then I can simply say some y equal to str of C1. Now you can see this C1 got converted to string here. Likewise, you can convert anything to string by applying this conversion function str. Got it, friends? That is the idea. Suppose you have one more is what Boolean. Suppose you have something like b1 equal to true. Now you say some x1 equal to str of b1. Now you can see that print x1. You can see even that Boolean got converted to string here. By observing, this should give you a clear idea. If you want to convert one type to another type, these type conversion functions are very useful to us. Okay. So let me clear off this. We don't continuously use this shell, friends. Just for maybe one or couple of sessions we use this. Then we jump to using either Jupyter or PyCharm. That's all, friends. Okay. So now once this is done, next thing is what is it? So next conversion function is simple, friends. For everything there is one function. Here to convert any type to integer, sorry, string, sorry, any type to string, we have string function. Similarly, int function. Similarly, float function. Similarly, complex function. Similarly, one more is what, friends? So bool function. So with every data type, by default, there is a conversion function as well. You can see here. So by looking at this, these are not data types, friends. These are conversion functions. If you see parentheses anywhere, then they are functions. They are not data types. Now, you can see int here. With int, this is int function. So what it does, it converts any type to integer, except there are, if converting int means we have to, just a minute,
Oh,
friends.
sir.
Sorry, my daughter is making some this thing. Yeah, now it's clear. So somebody is Keshav sir, you are saying something?
No, sir, no, sir. No.
Okay, int. You can see, looking at this, you can easily understand, friends. What it does, it converts again any type to int. But only thing is here, we have to be little careful with these conversions because it might, while converting to int, sometimes it leads to type errors. Same thing with float as well. So you can check it because I'll just show you how to check it. Suppose you can test it yourself, friends. What you can do, you can pass each type and see if it is working or not. Suppose you take some numeric string, some a equal to 10. This is a numeric string, friends. Now I want to convert this to integer. We don't have a problem. Suppose b equal to int of a, we don't have issue. But when we have issue, when the value is in right format, correct format, we can convert it. Suppose you say a equal to abc 1 2 3. This is alphanumeric string, friends. Now I am passing to this to int function. Maybe if we say conversion function means it cannot convert everything. You have to pass, if you are converting something to integer, the format of that value is also important, friends. It should be in the right format. Suppose you are passing alphanumeric string to this int function, enter now. See, you get an error. Why? Value error. See here, friends. Invalid literal for int. See, it's expecting a numeric string, not alphanumeric string. So you have to be careful with these kind of conversion, friends. Is that clear? So you can check now. Now if with that is integer int function, just pass all remaining types of data and see if it is converting or not. That's all, friends. I think it will try to convert all other types, Boolean or even complex, all that. You can just self-test it, friends. So this is the quick idea. Similarly, float thing, friends. Suppose I have the integer. I want to convert this to the float, something like float of x. Then you can see now when I print y that it got converted to float. Suppose I have a string, numeric string, not alphanumeric, friends. Again, here also format matters. So I want to convert it to the float. Just take that numeric string and pass it to the float function. It gets converted to float. And this is a very useful topic, friends, because sometimes in programming, we need to convert one type to another type. So in such cases, just remember we have these conversion functions in Python so that we can apply wherever it is needed. So this is the idea, friends. All of you are clear? So you can try with the remaining functions as well, because I gave a clear idea about all this. Even float does conversions, and complex, it converts any type to complex. Just check that. That's all, friends. I have shown you. Anyhow, we use very rare of complex. So, but string, int, and float, bool, sometimes we use all this except complex, because we don't use much of complex numbers in our day-to-day development. So this converts any type to, so it simply to float. Similarly, same thing, friends, just complex converts any type to complex. Okay. And Boolean converts any type to Boolean. You can see this one. That's all, friends. This is the idea about the topic. What is it? Type conversion functions. Clear now? So we are done with this. Then we jump to next topic in our basics or fundamentals. That is, what is it? We have already discussed about installing Python software. So we should discuss again installing Jupyter and PyCharm. That we'll do once we start this control statements topic. No problem. Okay. So next, operators. What is an operator? So this is the next topic in our list, friends. So it is a symbol which performs an operation. Most of us know this, friends. We are doing this operation since school days, no problem. And these are all different operators what we have in Python. Arithmetic, relational, logical, assignment, bitwise operators. I don't think we apply much of bitwise operators. For now, we can exclude this. So because I don't see using any bitwise in my development so far, except might be when you are working with this chip level programming, all that. In such cases, definitely bitwise operators are needed. They are must. But data engineering or for whatever I am doing, kind of automations or for big data analysis, for all this, I don't think we apply this bitwise. Fine. So, but these are all operators. We must have a quick idea. Arithmetic, relational, logical, assignment. Like in C++, Java, C Sharp, we don't have unary operators here. So point is, we don't have unary here, friends. Okay. So now arithmetic means all these are arithmetic. Let's start with arithmetic. So these are all arithmetic operators: addition, subtraction, multiplication. This we know, we apply them directly. And division, single slash, it is a float division actually. We will see the difference. I'll give you a very clear difference between this float division and integer division. Sometimes people ask these questions in certifications or in interviews. So when you do certifications, even these are questions. People try to confuse you. What would be the output? They put single slash and ask you and give you some options. If you are clear about these two between in float division and interdivision, we don't have a problem. And if you are not clear, then we might go wrong. So let's have a clear picture. So this is single slash perform float division and double slash performs interdivision. And percentile performs, what is that, friends? Reminder. It all this performs division only. Single slash percentile double slash performs division, but single slash and double slash gives quotient here. See here, friends. And percentile gives us reminder. So we'll quickly check on this to get a quick idea. These are important to understand, friends, because I did some certifications. Okay, so I see people keep asking questions on the even these operators as well. Okay, suppose you see you have something. I'm directly taking values, then slash. Otherwise, the best thing is apply 1/2. So if you do the same in C, C++ or Java, we get zero as answer, zero as output. Quotient is zero, but here you get 0.5, no zero, because this is a float division or decimal division. That's why you get accurate output for this. Right? It won't round off. Suppose same thing you apply double slash, it even this returns quotient, but here you got zero here. See, can you see it, friends? What is that you got here? You got zero. Why zero here? Why 0.5 here? Because in the first case here, single slash, we are doing float division. Yeah, friends, someone mute your machine. I see we are getting a bit of noise. Let me try to mute it otherwise myself. So where is the mute option? Yeah, thanks. I think you already muted. It's okay. See this, friends. You can see here. So why here we have 0.5? Why 0 here? Because here single slash performs float division, decimal division. So it won't round off your quotient. But double slash, when you apply, it is a integer division. So when you do integer division, it round off that quotient. You don't integer means no fraction, right, friends? What is the nature of integer? Integer don't allow fraction. So when you do this division, it just round off quotient to zero. So you divide one with two, right? So then what happens? 2 0 0. So that quotient becomes zero there. Of course, remainder is one in this case. You got it right, friends? So that is the idea. So now I think you should get a clear difference between these two. This is integer division, single slash float division. These two things are introduced in Python. In Java, C++, we have just a slash which performs integer division by default. But we have two variations in Python. I hope this is clear, friends. Right, next after this, we are power anyhow. This is a one more new thing. We don't have this in other languages, this power function, like C++, Java again. So I'm just even if you don't know those languages, just ignore. I'm only just giving you a quick comparison. So this is something what we have in Python. We don't have this. Of course, there are functions there, but we don't have a operator directly in other languages. This is power asterisk asterisk. Of course, before I move, let's quickly check for percentile as well. What is percentile? it gives reminder, friends. Let's just apply. So you can say 10 percentile 2. So you see here 0. 10 percentile 11. What you got? 10. See? So this is what percentile performs division and returns remainder, friends. Okay, this is a quick check about all division operations or operators. Got it right? So just keep remember these are very important, friends. So when if you want to do some problem solving, these basics are very important, right? That is the end goal, right, for any one of us. So percentile gives us reminder. So fine. Next, power. Power means simple, friends. 10 asterisk asterisk 2. 10 to the power of 2. See, you got 100. Or 2 to the power of 4. You got 16. So these are very straightforward, friends. Just to quickly check on them. That's all. So this is idea about what arithmetic operators. Got it right. So this is about doing divisions. I even I have shown how to do this year division. Generally we did this in school days, right? Suppose one single slash two. What happens? Two, it takes complete quotient. So that's why we get this as output. And here remainder is 0. See, remainder changes in this case. And suppose you say 1 double slash 2, you can see 2 zeros 0. It round off this quotient to 0 because double slash performs integer division. Is this clear? That is the idea, friends. So maybe you can do a quick program to check this arithmetic operations. Are you ready to start doing coding, friends? You can keep quickly checking on your coding as well. We have a lot of problems to solve. Even classroom solving we do, and also you can take assignments. So you will. The idea is so making you hands-on and. Our Keshav sir is much more interest. I mean, he's passionate in that. He always talk. I mean, while discussing, he always informs that I want this. I want all my students to be very much hands-on with practicals, with programming, all that. So then I always tells him, no problem. That is what we generally do, sir. Okay, so let's focus on let's try to solve as many problems as possible, friends, both in classroom as well as in as assignments. Also, as discussed the other day, also Keshav sir mentioned, what is it? Please try to once we start doing this programming, start parallelly solving problems in Hacker Rank, Lead Code, Ninja, Coding Ninjas. There are beautiful websites where you can improve a lot of programming. So do all that, friends. Okay. Along with that, add a little bit of AI skills as well. So that is also important these days. Okay. See, but don't completely depend on AI at this stage. Once you are really familiar and hands-on, then you start working with AI. In the beginning itself, we start with AI, then I think you miss out the actual implementation, friends. I hope this is clear. So fine. Now, quickly writing a program, how to demonstrate to check with arithmetic operations. It's a very simple thing, friends. See here. Suppose I have two variables, a equal to 10, b equal to 5. So let's quickly test all arithmetic operations. A plus b gives you sum. A minus b gives you subtraction. A into b gives you multiplication. And remaining things we had a very detailed discussion just few minutes back. A single slash B. Okay, so you can see here you got 2.0. A double slash B and then A percentile B and then A asterisk asterisk B. So that's all, friends. So this is how we can quickly test our arithmetic operations. See here. You can also parallelly test this, friends. This is actually we are implementing a quick check in interactive mode. Suppose I want to write this as a small program in a batch mode. Then what do? You open idle, right? We have idle. When you install Python software, by default, it comes with an IDE, a basic IDE. This is not advanced, and I don't recommend this for development because it don't have so many features. So, but for quick learning, for doing these kind of small programs, this is okay for now. But maybe just from tomorrow, we have to again go with either Jupyter or PyCharm, friends. Okay. So we'll do that. We'll do all installations and we will keep everything ready. And then we will jump start to all that. Okay. Now file, new file. So what you have to do to create a batch program in idle, go to file. Okay. Open idle shell here. If you want to open this in the search, just check for IDLE. You can have a idle here and then open that and then go to file and then new file and just create your program here. So what is that I am doing? Arithmetic. I'm creating arithmetic programs. Okay. So maybe, and then now just doing a quick cut, add all your statements and just, I'm just arith test, just giving a name here. So now I'm just straight away saving here, friends. No problem. Now after this, what is that I do? Now I am just doing simple program here. A equal to 10, B equal to 5. Maybe if you ask me how to input from keyboard, even that I can show you that now itself from here. Okay. We'll see that as well. So something like we can directly say addition. We can add variables like this. Proper variables always a best habit, friends. It's a best practice. So A plus B and then some diff equal to A minus B and then some product equal to A into B and then some float underscore division equal to A slash B int underscore division equal to A double slash B. This is how just we can create small code snippets for quick testing on basics. And then finally reminder, okay, equal to A percentile B and for power we can directly use something like power itself, A asterisk asterisk B. So now I should print all this. Simply I can use a print statement and this is syntax of print. You can see here we have to pass values separated with commas here, right? And you have certain parameters here. If you want, you can use them as well, like file parameter, flush parameter, end parameter. I'll talk about all this. Okay. And use for adding any special character. If you want to push your value some, if you want to print value in the same line, or if you push, if we should push value to the new line, then end parameter definitely helps us. I'll show you all that. Okay. So now just print your variables here. So here, maybe you can add a comment here as well. Just a quick comment. What is that? This is all important, friends. I'm showing you because so as we are in the start, this helps you how to
Not able to
make.
hear anything. Sir, are you speaking or?
Yeah, I'm speaking. How about others, friends? Anybody have any issue with my voice now?
No issue.
No, we are good. We are able to hear it clearly.
I think friend, one of our friend has issue.
Ranga.
So yeah,
Ranga, can
Ranga,
you join back? Yeah,
yeah,
Ranga.
I think he has issue there. I believe with his network.
Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure, friends, I'm showing all this because this is very important, not just writing code. Code hygiene is important. So the exact word is what, friends? Code hygiene. Generally, in regular trainings, people don't talk about all this. They just only focus on normal learnings like technical aspects. But if you really work in some environment, these are everything is matters here, friends. So these comments are important. Make sure you follow proper commenting. Make sure you declare proper variables. Even one sometime back, even Keshav sir and I am discussing here. Okay, for just this kind of small programs, this ABCD is fine, fine, friends. But when you do real coding, don't use this ABCD. Provide proper names Depends on the kind of requirement you are providing. Names can be little longer, no problem, friends. Give meaningful names like this. See, when you look at these variables, you understand easily what this variable is doing, what diff is doing, what product is doing. Likewise, you should do, friends. Got it right? So now let's print this. Let's see how print works. Use print, and then if you are printing just one variable, just print addition. That is enough, friends, comma. And then what you can do, you can say some and equal to, if you want to print line by line, you can say and equal to some space. By default, it prints value line by line. We don't need to add and if you want to print line by line. So this is simple. And if you want to add any text here, before this, if you want to provide some description, the addition is. But I generally don't use this style of print. I use another kind of print. I'll show you that as well in my regular coding. Okay, when I do coding every day, I don't follow this print, but I don't say this is bad, just giving you an idea. So I use placeholders. That is something much more efficient than these prints. Okay, anyhow, so you can see we have to separate each value by comma in print statement in Python. Okay, so copy this. Now just add it like this. And just copy and paste multiple times and we'll change those. So and now here the difference, instead of addition paste this, and here also add this, instead of rod change this and change this, and float just pass all this like this. Okay, just make changes. This is how you have to create a simple code snippet in Python, friends. You got it right? But we need to do much more useful programming. We have to understand applying everything, friends. So you can add a comment here, printing data, something like that, or variables, anything should be fine. And here, this is where we are applying right logic. Just add comments like this. This is important, friends. So now run this. So execute this program. How to execute? Simple. So once you create a program like this, go to run and then say run module. Then you can see here. See how clear this output is. So this is how you can create simple programs and test your basics, friends. Understood now? So this is the first program what we created in our Python. Right? One simple program what we created in Python. And here we are directly providing hard-coded values. We are assigning static values. Suppose you want to do dynamic initialization. That is next topic. Let's quickly see that. But in real programming, it's very rare we do dynamic programming, friends. If you ask me a question, we generally don't use that input all that, because most of the time either we try to pull data from databases or we try to pull data from these files. So using inputs is very rare when you are doing development. All this input goes only in learning here. Got it right, friends? Just an FYI for you, so that you get that idea. But while learning, people keep using. No, so now dynamic initialization. Dynamic initialization. Yeah, friends. So now to do dynamic initialization, we use a method input. And this by default reads whatever value you provide in console, it provides a string value. Okay. Got it right, friends? See here. This by default read a string value. Even if we enter int value or float value from keyboard, this accepts input as a string. Simply let me write like this. Accepts input as what, friends? As a string. Do you get this, friends? Then you can ask me a question. Manoram, how can I then convert this? I want data as integer in my code. That is why we had just few some time back we had a discussion about conversion functions. You should apply conversion functions, friends. Is that clear? So let's do this dynamic initialization. Go to the code here. So here you have to say input of. If you want, you can add a text here. What is that? Enter a. Even if you don't, even you can this text is optional, friends. If you want, you can skip that. If you clearly know that you are reading, you are inputting some value from keyboard. Got it right? But this is a quick check, quick idea how to initialize or how to input dynamic initialization. So now add one more input here and then enter B. But here, if you are passing data from keyboard, for A and B, by default, your values are assigned as strings here, friends. So best thing is, but I want this data as numeric data, either int or float type. Then what is that I should do? I should apply conversion functions like this. So I'm directly applying a conversion. See, this whole input function I'm passing to the int function. Similarly, int of this one. See, now this two gets, even though we input something from as string, now in program we are converting it to int type or float type. You got it right, friends? So this is the idea. Now run this now. Go to the run and then run module. And you can see here it is expecting input from keyboard. You enter 10 and you enter some 5. See? But here, whatever I enter here in the prompt, input prompt, these values are treated as what? These are treated as strings by default. Suppose you don't do this conversion. See here, friends. Let me just show you. You are not applying conversion and run this code now. Just test it now. Just a minute. Go to the run and run module. 10 and 5. See here, you get an error. Why error? Because this you cannot perform subtraction on strings, right? And the data still here is string type, not numeric type. So that is why what is that you have to do when you do dynamic initialization, conversion is important. So in case you need to do some logic, you want to apply some logic, converting it to proper proper numeric type is important, friends. So okay, see here. And here also you can say int of this one. And here one more important thing I am introducing now itself, even though we are in the very beginning of programming. This int might throw some value error. This int function. Why? If user doesn't enter proper input, a numeric input, it might lead to what? It leads to value error. In such cases, always introducing exception handling is always important. To introduce that is not a big deal, friends. Just put all your code inside a try block. I know this is a very quick to add all this, but there is nothing wrong in that. Okay. So put all your code in try block. Always follow this standard. This is very important. Okay. And now even if user input some non-numeric value, right? While conversion, it might cause some error, but still what happens, friends? Still your code doesn't break. It is not going to break because of that exception. You got it right, friends. So in this way, when you are writing any code in programming, having this kind of exception handling is very important, friends. Just keep that in mind, okay? Just keeping try is not a big deal. And then except is also not a big problem, except. And here just pass one super class exception as parameter as E. You just follow this structure. Later on, when we talk about exception handling, you understand these are very simple things and very easy to understand. So put what all your code in under try block or whatever you want under try block. There is nothing wrong even if everything is under try block. Or if you want to place some specific code snippet, put that specific code snippet. It's not like everything should be in under try as well. Just a quick code tip for you. This is very important when you are really doing in development. So again, this is part of code hygiene. Got it right, friends? Now finally what you have to do? So you have to say print of enough, friends. You don't need to add finally here because we are not doing any file operations or network programming. Finally is needed generally when you try to do some file operations, all that. For this, you don't need finally. So this is how you can create proper programs here, friends. Got it right? So add use a try. Using this is not really difficult. And just use except then exception as E. Exception is a superclass, a parameter for that exception. And just print that exception in case if any error is raised in the try block. And just follow this structure. Right? More we'll discuss on this. We'll have very detailed discussion for 1 or 2 sessions completely on exceptions. Okay. So now run this now. So in case even if user try to provide some invalid input, still this code handles that. So that's how we had designed this program, friends. So why I'm introducing all this in the beginning itself is because this code hygiene is very important, friends. What many people don't do is they don't follow code hygiene. If you are missing on code hygiene, definitely people keep reminding you in developments. Got it right? So run this now. Now enter a 10, 5. And also if you are already getting into some this thing, right? Data engineering. When you attend interviews or when you are doing coding in once you through the interview, right? If you are following code hygiene and doing everything well, no problem. Else people easily recognizes you don't have experience in development. So to avoid all these issues, so follow all this that helps you. And you definitely look as experienced, no doubt about that. Got it right, folks? So this is not just we are talking about arithmetic operators. In this, we covered a lot of things here. We understood how to do dynamic initialization. We also understood how to add code hygiene. We also understood how to add exception handling to the code and when this exception handling is really needed, right? So we covered many other subtopics in the simple topic of arithmetic operators. So this is the idea, friends. I hope this is clear. Right. Next after that is we'll go to the next topic. So this is all about it. If you want this program, I can share in the chart. I can also keep sharing this here. Let me share you. We have scope 2. You got that here. See there, friends. You received the code in the chart box. If you want to copy that for reference. Okay. Next one after this. So we are done with the arithmetic operators. Next, go to the next one is relational. Relational is simple, friends, comparing two or more values. If you want to compare two or more values, this relational operators are useful. And these are all relational, friends. What is that? Greater than, less than, greater than or equal, less than or equal, equal and not equal. Excuse me, friends. So these are all relational. And any relational operation returns a Boolean value, friends. Even if you do any, if you work with any conditions, right? They always returns a Boolean value. Let us quickly check them. Okay, see here. So OS dot sum. Okay, let's do this. You have A10, B5, already they are there, I believe. See, A greater than B. So this is, we are checking if A is greater than B, and any condition in any programming returns a Boolean. And here we get true. A less than B, it is false. You can see when we do these relational operations, what's happening, any relational operation returns a Boolean output. It might be true or false because we just have only two Boolean values. If condition is satisfied, returns true, else returns false. So A greater than or equal to B, this is true. A less than or equal to B, this is false. A equal to B, both 10 and 5 are not same, false. A not equal to B, this is true. That's all, friends. This is how relational operators work in Python. Not only Python, in most of the languages, except C and C++, because we don't have true false there. Instead of true false, we have 1 and 0. Even here also, for example, you see, friends, the interesting thing, int of true. See, right? True means what? When I say convert, when I convert Boolean to int, see here, it returns 1. Suppose if it is false, if I say int of false, it returns a 0. And in C and C++, we don't have Booleans like true and false, what we have in Python, but we have 1 and 0. You got it right. But anyhow, you don't need to go to C now, friends. Python is most powerful now, and it's number one programming which stands in this Toby portal as well. And one more is there, which always shows the ranking of programming languages. Got it right, friends? So relational is discussed, and logical means and or not. We don't use operators here. We use what do we use? We use this keywords. Like in other languages, we don't apply double ampersand or double pipe or that or singles, I mean exclamatory. For logical in Python, we should apply keywords, and keyword, or keyword, and not keyword. So what this and do, combines two or more conditions, and what it does, and if every condition should be true, suppose you are having multiple conditions, in that if every condition should be true, use and operator. Okay, for example, see here, I have a condition, like take one more variable, C equals 100, A greater than B and A greater than C. I combined A, I'm trying to compare three values with two conditions. When I say and between two conditions, if this whole expression should be true, then every condition should be true here. That is what and is entered. It's false, of course. You got it right. Because based on the values, A is not A greater than A greater than B. Okay, 10 greater than 5 is true. And A is not greater than C. So here A is not B. That's why we got false here. Similarly, what is it, friends? Or. Or means even this does combining two or more conditions. Means you can add, you can combine 3 or 4 or 5 or how many ever you want with this and or. And in case of OR operation, the difference is at least one condition should be true. That is enough. Not all conditions should be true. For and every condition should be true. But for OR, just one condition should be true if the expression should be true. If the operation should be true. Even if all conditions are true, there is nothing wrong, friends. But if the overall expression, if it should be true, at least one condition should be true. That's all, friends. Suppose you see here. So in place of this, of course, this is not a meaningful scenario, but just giving you a quick idea. In this case, both are false because A is greater than B is true. So yeah, now see here, I apply R here. Now you got true. Why? The first condition is true here. Of course, second is false. But still we got true because this is R. For R, at least one condition should be true. And this is how we combine conditions and we choose which should we apply, either and or or. Got it right, friends? And finally, not means negation. Suppose you can say not true, it gives you false. Not false, it gives you true. Not just with direct Boolean. Sometimes in programming, we apply with the not of A equal to B, something like this. It gives something like some kind of output. You can see A equal to B is false, and that false again it converted to true. So in real programming, we apply conditions like this. If not, we pass some condition, a invert condition, and then try to get something else here. So this is how we apply logical operators, friends. You got it right. So this is all about logical operators and or and not. Okay. Next after that is we covered all this and assignment, friends. We'll close this for today. We'll complete this operator scenarios, and then tomorrow we jump to control statements. Okay. So this is assignment. Assignment means what? Assigns a value to a variable. And we are doing it since the beginning of today's session and yesterday's even. With variable topic itself, we started doing assignment. Just to assignment operator means this just this equal. And you can see here. What is happening here? We are assigning a value to 10 to A with equal. Single equal is assignment. Double equal is comparison of two values. And here, suppose you can see here, friends, these are all different types of assignments again. And we call them as shorthand notations as well. Plus equal to, minus equal to, asterisk equal to, slash equal to, all this. Okay, so let's quickly check on this. Okay, let's do it. A equal to 10. This is assignment. And there is again another kind of assignment, A plus equal to 1. We are incrementing A by 1 here. So what is that we are doing? We are incrementing A by 1. Again, we are assigning that result to the same variable A.
A
Now,
is equal to A plus 1, kind of.
Correct, exactly. Yeah, I'm coming to that as well. Correct. So this is the shorthand notation. Right? When we do this, you print A. You can see when I say A plus equal to 1, here it is doing two things. Let us come here. Let us already, you can see I have already, we took this explanation. Not now, in the previous session somewhere. A plus equal to 1 means it performs two things. What is that? It says it expands this. A equal to A plus 1 means what? Increments A by 1. That is one thing. And then again assigns that result back to A itself. Got it right, friends? So this if you expand this is how it looks like. And the same thing we can represent in the form of a shorthand. A plus equal to 1. Then you can ask me a question. Which one should I choose? It's up to you, friends. You can use this or this. We don't have big difference. Again, you can ask a question. Which one you use in your code? Generally, I prefer shorthand in most of the cases. Right? So I generally prefer shorthand, friends. If I'm doing any incrementations or any loops, applying loops, all that. You got it, right? So this is the idea. So what is this here? Shorthand is in a way, it is doing some operation and again reassigning the result to the back to the same variable. Got it right? It's a kind of reassignment. Do something and reassign to the same variable. Even this is also that only. Do some operation and reassign result back to the same variable. Minus equal to asterisk equal to all this. Got it right? You can quickly check it. So suppose if I want to increment a value by 3 or something. The normal way is this one, friends. A equal to A plus 3. And the same thing you can simplify it A plus equal to 3. Right? So you can what you got here? I should have asked what would be the output. Anyhow, we printed, we have 17. Why 17? Initially we assigned 10, incremented A by 1, that is 11. Again, we incremented A by 3, 11 plus 3, 14. Again, we incremented a by 3, 14 plus 3, 17. That's why we got 17 here. This is how questions in certifications would be given. They give a scenario and do this kind of incrementations and ask you what is the output. Most of the time we try to answer 10 or 11 and we ignore these things. I don't mean with practice we answer it very well, but this is how questions in certifications will be. Very small question, simple questions, but a tricky question. You got it right, friends. So after this completing this course, I suggest you at least do some certifications, friends. There are certain valid certifications we can easily do, like IBM Python certification. There are many more like that. So definitely you can through that certifications with this course. You can do it, not just IBM. You can do a proper big certification in Python with all these discussions what we had in our sessions and the practice we had. So suggestion is give a try to those certifications. So fine friends, this is the idea. So you suppose you say a minus equal to 10. Now what would be the output if I print a? Any idea? Is it so what is the output?
7.
We get 7 or what is the output? We get 7. This is so similarly. Likewise, sometimes in certifications they mix 2 3 operations and ask you what is the output of A. Then that analysis is very important here, friends. You got it right. Even though it looks so small here, so simple here, while solving there, combining all multiple operations needs a little. We should carefully do the analysis to answer right, to provide right answer. You got it right. Similarly, other things, friends, you can apply a slash equal to sum two, okay, and print a, something like this. Now you can test all other shorthand operations, and full form is this. Which one you want to choose? It's up to you, friends. Anything is fine. Anything is fine. Generally, shorthand we prefer once we get practice to that. Okay. So that's all about what is this assignment and different forms of reassignments and a full form of this one assignments. This is how it look like. So this is it, friends.